with Christmas 364 days away, people. In Sweden, we celebrate Christmas for 20 days, which results in us celebrating the end of Christmas on the 13th of January. Up until then, you're supposed to keep the Christmas decorations up. I used to work as an assistant to people with various mental challenges. This one guy kept his decorations up 365 days a year. Nothing like chilling in the living room in July and there's a fully lighted and decorated Christmas tree standing there. The tree actually looks really nice where it is. We might just move it to a corner and take the decorations off of it. Santa lives in my house. He makes baseball bats for the kids. I wouldn't want to offend him. My mother-in-law actually hasn't taken them down since Christmas. At this stage, my ears have become pointed and I've actually lost some height. I never got around to taking them down. You were supposed to leave your tree up until Epiphany. There are 12 days of Christmas. Today is day number 2. It's still Christmas. In my country we have 2 days. Supposed to take everything down on Three Kings Day, which I yerk is Jan 7th. I keep the 12 days of Christmas personally. What is one thing you will never forget your dad taught you growing up? When you fuck up, own it and get help fixing it. He had a guy who worked for him who mismade about irk of parts. Without telling anyone, he tried to fix them, which only made it worse. When my dad found out, he fired the guy. Not for the mistake, but for the cover-up, which cost a lot more. How not to be a dad. The debtor is slave to the lender, avoid debt. Always listen to her. Never be dishonest with her. Learn to cook and cook her food. Love your dad has been a loving husband in all his marriages. He has been widowed twice. And he's been with my mom 30 years now. And he is loyal and loving and funny as heck. He wanna be like that. You might not be the most naturally intelligent person, but you can outwork anyone in the room. Something small. But my dad once said, if you ever borrow something from a friend, make sure you return it in the same shape or better. Don't be a bully, beat up the bullies. Basic car maintenance and changing wear parts. Sadly, my dad taught me a lot more about life when he was gone than when he was alive. When driving and you're stopped and waiting to turn left, wait to turn the wheel until it's time to move. Failure isn't trying, and not succeeding. Failure is not trying. Hello, fellow childhood trauma survivor. Somebody at Google was just like, yay, just have someone drive down every road on fucking Earth. You know how many fucking roads there are. Fine, we'll make the car drive itself. What about places that don't have roads? I don't know, stick a camera on someone's back and have them walk it. I wonder how many people they have doing that and how much they get paid to do it. Imagine if it was just one guy that did all the driving. That would make a pretty fun documentary, actually. It would need some sort of catchy title, though. They also do it more than once. They even sent some poor guy to do it on the moon. And there's a number of roads in Detroit that Google didn't get. College Humor covered the poor guys who had to do it. Google didn't come up with this idea. Navteq was doing this before Google Maps even existed. I think Hollywood could make a good comedy film out of this. Have Google employees driving around random countries getting into all kinds of hilarious situations whilst trying to collect data for Street View. Except half of Canada. Lol, not worth the extra $1 billion, I assume. They had to go ride a tricycle around Cedar Point, the theme park. I was there. Well, this is from the company that maintains a cached copy of the entire internet. The sentence "don't objectify women" has women as the object of the sentence. You have become the very thing you swore to destroy. What have I done? Ryan used me as an object. Here's a little lesson in trickery. Directly objectified even. Woman W. New woman, where is your God now? Don't choke women. This reminds me of my late father. Women shouldn't be, the word is in the dang subject. You happy now, you fascist grammarians? P. This really predicates the idea. Neve is the slayer object. Mr. Treherne treats objects like women man. Also saying don't tell me what to do is telling someone what to do. Women shouldn't be objectified. Women are not to be objectified. This sentence restores women to their rightful place as subjects instead of objects. I'm a software engineer. Everyone's just an object to me. I will use you to achieve my ends and discard you without a second thought. The objectification of women is reprehensible, gives women the ownership of the objectification. Goddamn. We live in a society. Feminists destroyed with logic and reason. It depends if you use it as the subject or an object in the sentence. Kelly Ryan used me as an object. Iceland just announced that every Islander over the age of 18 automatically become organ donors with ability to opt out. How do you feel about this? As long as I can still taxidermy my body when I'm dead, they can have my organs. You know exactly how Reddit feels about that shit. My organs are free for all if anyone needs them. Just out of curiosity, what would this mean in a Jane John Doe type situation? I don't know, my heart's just not in it. Edit. On a serious note, it's a great idea. Smart idea. If you care enough to not be an organ donor, you can just opt out. This just increases the pool by adding the folk who don't care. I do believe there should be a clause added for those who could not reasonably be asked to give consent in the first place. How do I feel about extremely popular opinion Reddit? You never change. Not even the wording. How do you feel about this? We've had this in Wales since 2015. I can't remember anyone disagreeing with it. What games have you literally spent months of your life playing? Life, and I'm losing. Spent years on WoW and Minecraft. Became a virtual farmer and miner lol. Skyrim, Pokemon Game Gen 1-3, Oblivion, Zelda Oof, and Perfect Dark, Resident Evil 2, Diablo 1-3. Murder. Fixiv, at least 4,000 hours. League of Legends. Fortnite. Not proud. Red Dead 2. Proud. Rocket League. Continue to do so. COD, I had months on that game. Dota 2. I think cumulatively I have definitely spent months in total playing Minecraft since I started. I'm a sucker for grand strategy games, so the original Rome Total War Rome 2, Civilization 3-5. In other genres I've played at least a month of XCOM Enemy Unknown, about the same amount of Faster Than Light, and I play Spider Solitaire to keep from fiddling while watching shows. Minecraft, Tlizbot in Fortnite. Myst, Left 4 Dead 2. Path of Exile. I'm an hour noob. Almost 2,000 hours on Overwatch. For Honor. I regret every minute. Unreal Tournament Bard's Tale Bad Company 4. Serious Americans, would you be in support of putting a law in place that government officials, such as senators and the president, go without pay during shutdowns like this while other federal employees do? Why or why not? At face value, I would think it's a good idea, but I saw someone pointed out a rather logical reason why it wouldn't. Basically, the wealthier representatives could wait out the poorer ones. A better solution would be to cancel recess for everybody. Just to clarify, removing recess means that the Senate cannot adjourn. I would prefer that Congress can't leave the Capitol until a budget is passed. I think that could turn into a game of big bank, little bank. The wealthiest politicians could just wait out those with less money in order to get their way. The whole reason they don't already is because then the richer congressmen would use it against the poorer ones. Terrible idea. I'd rather change the law so that not passing the budget defaulted to a continuing resolution. There is no reason a shutdown should happen. I support a law that ends shutdowns by continuing funding at previous levels if no new budget is passed. 11 babies have been born in Antarctica, and none of them died as infants, meaning Antarctica has the lowest infant mortality rate at 0. What happens with the birth certificate in this instance? Do they adopt the parents' home country, or are they real-life Chinese, native to an ice cap? I'm more impressed by its non-existent gang violence and lack of rush hour traffic. I see your situation, and I raise you 11 babies have been born in Antarctica, and all of them are still alive. So for all we know, Antarctica could have a 100 mortality rate. So as far as we know, there are only 11 Antarctican citizens among us, plus or minus a Shoggoth or two. Where y'all from? Well, I was born in Antarctica. Friggin' badass. It also has the lowest crime rate, lowest poverty rate, and highest education. Everyone who lives there is a scientist. For those of us trying to complete the bone one person from each continent challenge, the Antarctica card is the most difficult to collect. Not just because there are only 11 of them, but also because they're all notoriously prude. Frigid, some may say. Seems like more of a till than a shower thought, but whatever, have an upvote. Which legendary Reddit post comment can you still not get over? There was a post on RAW of a gorilla using sign language to tell people not to feed it, or something to that effect. To this day, I still laugh when I think about a comment that said it's a shame there's so many deaf gorillas. This one guy was on the toilet, and he sneezed while he was taking a shit. That same moment, the power in his house went out. He proceeded to cry because he thought he shit himself blind. Not a single post, but a series by Morph making up bogus facts relevant to any particular thread and ending with, "Maybe someone can help me find the actual post." It was from 5 years ago, on a post about what you would do with a specific amount of money like $5 million in a lottery. Someone replied with, "Is that enough to rent an orange cat?" That time a person on our formula asked, "If you could eliminate a race within the year, which would it be and why?" Which looked rather bad when taken out of context, especially in our wall. Haven't seen this posted yet, so I'll add this dude's 4 rules for getting your shit together. We do not check the refrigerator multiple times to find new food. We check to see if our standards have dropped enough to eat what was available. Bread, Nutella, milk, and marshmallow. Nothing 0.4 hours, Nutella, milk, marshmallow. A feast for a king. Am I ketchup sandwich hungry yet? Hull, this is the exact same reason I keep texting my ex. I opened the fridge for the 3rd time the other day, and my wife asked what I was doing. I said just, "Fuck it, give me the shredded cheese." Or our mood for what's available. We do not check Reddit multiple times to find new posts. We check to see if our standards have dropped enough to see reposts. This is how we start to eat ice cream at dinner. Nah, our save points for the save regularly, or the master server might lose your progress and character data if it goes down unexpectedly. I only have good food. When I leave the fridge empty-handed, it's because I've run out of low effort. I just want to slap together a sandwich on a paper towel. Actually, we check the fridge multiple times, Bekkasu, that's our save point, and each time we open it to save we feel the need to do it again straight after just to make sure it's saved properly. I am this post and I don't like it. Or because we forgot what's in there.